I wish I could put my two laptops together. I wish I could do the fast processing time of my new one and then take the space from the old one and have that be merged together into like the perfect freaking laptop, because oh my goodness, it is becoming so aggravating right now to make videos. And if I hadn't have committed myself to the idea of trying to do this, I think I would just be like, forget it and not even worry about it. So with that bit of a rant out of the way, let's talk about Twitter drama. Yes. Twitter drama. I hate Twitter. I hate social media so much. Oh, so much. I hate it. But with the whole drama of the Jim Jeffries thing, I can't really resist because it's insane. And it's not even like I've kind of gone through phases with this. Like it used to perturb me the way that SJWs reacted to everything. And then I found entertainment in it because it just was so insane and so abnormal that it was like a train wreck. You had to watch it because you had to believe it, like you had to see it to believe it, because you just couldn't believe that people would behave that way. And then it just became sad to me, and the entertainment value went away because you realize that these people really are that insane. And, you know, being a comic book fan and looking at these comic book creators and how they behave, it really sort of like you almost are in mourning in a way because it is so insane and you feel like you're in the twilight zone because you just can't imagine that companies would allow this sort of behavior and would be okay with it. And even if you try to distance yourself from it, these are people who are riding on the backs of where they work. And so they're really operating as the voices of their companies because no one would have cared about Heather Antos except that she worked at Marvel. No one would care about any of these people. They wouldn't care about Matt Visaggio. They wouldn't care, you know. Like, I found entertainment in the whole Jim Jeffries thing because it was clear that it was a hit piece. And it was a badly done hit piece. And it was so badly done that I think even normal people have gotten the message that SJWs are insane. And it's clear that they're insane because even looking at their backlash and how they're now angry because DNC was given a national platform in the first place. But let's be honest, it wasn't really a national platform because it's the Jim Jeffries show on Comedy Central. Who watches Comedy Central at this point? Because it's not funny. They should just take out the whole comedy aspect because there hasn't been a funny show on Comedy Central in so long. But just the fact that they're angry that DNC got the chance to be on television, but they asked Heather Antos to come on and she said she didn't want to, but now she's complaining because in her mind, they were supposed to just have not done the segment because she wasn't going to be on it. And it's not even like all of these people, like, It's not like all of these people are young, so you can't really excuse people's behavior in this because it, that all of like most of them are not even young people where they can get away with being that stupid. We're talking we're talking clear adults who are just insane. And they're so insane that they can't even hide their insanity. And you think to yourself, how does that even like how is that happening? How is that computing? How is it even a thing? But it's amazing because apparently it is a thing. And I'm doing this in relation to the comic book industry because it's kind of what I'm caring about right now. I'm kind of like I'm This is actually my third attempt to do a video because a lot of stuff has gone on. That's why the whole rant about, wanting to melt my computers together earlier. So I'm kind of like at the point where I'm a little bit past the entertainment value of it. Of course, there are elements of it that are just delicious, in their insanity, and that they literally think that it's rational to say, don't listen to the other side. That they think that they should just get to speak for everybody, that they get to dictate what the Comicsgate movement is because they don't like it. Ergo, everyone is supposed to just listen to them. And because they say it, no one is supposed to think for themselves. I find that I find it fascinating. But I get it because they're not here to entertain. They're not here to write good stories. They're not here to draw great art. They're not here to provide escapism for people. They're here to essentially dictate. And they're here to just. There's a great book that I read called Made to Care by Erik Erikson. And the whole point of the book is how the agenda has become so heavy that, it's all about making people care. It isn't about allowing people differences of thought, differences of opinion. It's not about celebrating our differences. It's not even about diversity because they're not even interested in diversity because diversity to them is literally just surface traits. And let's be honest, there's so much to explore in understanding value systems and understanding thought processes and worldviews. And that's where true diversity is because no, I don't care about my own skin color. It's just a matter of genetics is how I was born. So I don't go around building my personality and my identity based off of my skin color, just as I don't base it off of my sexuality. My identity is based off of my worldview. It's based off of the way that I see the world. It's based off of how I pursue, certain goals and do certain things in that aspect. It's based off of my spirituality. It's based off of everything that has nothing to do with how I look on the outside. But SJWs they don't know how to human. I almost said they aren't human. Because sometimes they just make you question, like, are you even human? Because how do you be a human and not even understand the basic concept of what it means to be human. And they just don't get it and they don't understand it. And it's amazing. It is amazing because you're fascinated by the aspect of how does that even happen? And then for them to not know how to be human and then proceed to try to dictate to those who do, you know, I guess this is going to be a thought provoking piece. I guess the whole thing that I'm getting at is the level of insanity that we're in. I almost think that there is no saving the comic book industry because I think to a degree we've gone past that tipping point. And that makes me really sad because for a lot of people there is a beauty and a joy in looking at visual storytelling. And for kids, it's a great way to get them interested in reading and in developing their imagination without staring at a screen all day. And we've lost that. We're losing that because we can't even we can't even trust now that we can just hand off a comic book to the next generation without fearing that there is heavy political agenda and not just heavy political agenda, but you know but I guess it is. It's sort of like you can't escape it because they won't let you escape it. And that's why I mentioned the book Made to Care, because SJWs will never let you escape their world think. They'll never let you escape it. They will never allow you to feel joy in escapism. They'll never allow it. They're such miserable people, such miserable people. And like something my mother used to say all the time is that misery demands company because it it goes that extra level. It does demand company. We're now not allowed because in their minds you're not allowed to even be given a voice if you disagree with them. You're not even supposed to be able to defend yourself or say what you think. You're just supposed to just let them do what they want to do, and you're supposed to care about things the way that they do. And for me, it's part of why I've considered myself part of the Comicsgate community, because it's tiring when you can't when you can't escape them, when you can't have peace, when everything has to be a fight and an argument, and everything has to be, dictated to you. It's sort of like, how can you not want to push back against that? I saw a I saw a tweet. There's a account on Twitter, Thomas Sowell, I love Thomas Sowell. It's not actually Thomas Sowell, but it's a person who's read all of his work, so he likes to put, Thomas Sowell quotes from his books, and he tweets them out every day. And I'm talking about it because there's one because the one today that I saw, it really kind of matches this kind of video that I'm talking about currently. And it's sort of like, no matter what, there always is going to seem to be this group of people who want to run your life. SJWs always want to run your life. Progressives want to run your life. It's why politically they're all about central planning, because they believe that they're so much smarter than everyone else. That's why every time you have a conversation with a progressive, it's always them talking down to you like you're dumb, because they literally think that they're the only smart people in the room. And they literally think that somehow you disagreeing with them makes you an idiot. And, you know, I've encountered this problem. I've encountered this problem a lot, with white progressives in particular, because I'm Black, I'm female, I'm conservative. I don't make excuses for it. I don't apologize for it. I am who I am, and I relish that. But it gets tiring to have, in many cases, these white progressives come in and then try to talk down to me and try to treat me like I'm an idiot because I disagree with them. Because in their mind, well, you're a POC, so you're supposed to agree, and you're not supposed to find being called a POC offensive, and you're not supposed to find it offensive that they get to talk for you, because they're just protecting you, they're just doing this for you. And don't you understand, we're doing this for you. And nothing is more offensive than that. But SJWs don't know how to human, and so it goes completely over their head that the people and the accusations that they tend to throw out at people actually is the defining factor of them. I'm probably going to leave this there. I want to get back to happy videos and things like that. I was trying to have a little bit of fun, but I think I've gone past the point of having fun with SJW lunacy. I'm really sort of at the point where I just want them to go away. Like, I feel like they should just have their own island where they could all just live by themselves, and they can talk their intersexuality, and they can talk all their progressive foolishness, and they can build their progressive utopia, and they can destroy themselves and just leave the rest of us alone. That's kind of at the point where I'm at. And I could go on, but I'm not. Anyway, I will hopefully see you tomorrow in another video, but we'll see what happens. Okay? Bye.